Connor Zilisch is 19 years old and about to do something that should terrify any rational human being. This weekend at Daytona, he'll climb into a 700-horsepower hybrid prototype and go head-to-head with Formula One veterans, IndyCar champions, and Le Mans winners in a race that lasts an entire day and night. The crazy part? Based on what he's already accomplished, he might actually have a shot at beating them. Let me tell you about the kid who's rewriting the rules on what's possible in motorsports. For those who have been following Zilisch's rise through the ranks, none of this should come as a surprise. This is a young man who has been defying expectations and rewriting record books since he first strapped into a race car. But what makes his 2026 Rolex 24 appearance so significant is the sheer magnitude of the challenge ahead. Zilisch will be piloting the number 31 Action Express Racing Cadillac V-Series.R in the Premier GTP class, competing against some of the most accomplished drivers in international motorsports. Let me put this into perspective. The GTP class represents the absolute pinnacle of sports car racing in North America. These are incredibly complex machines, hybrid prototypes that demand not just raw speed, but an intricate understanding of energy management, tire degradation, and race strategy over a grueling 24-hour period. The field includes former Formula One drivers, IndyCar champions, and Le Mans winners who have spent years mastering the art of endurance racing. And here comes Zilisch, a teenager who will be making his debut in this top category. The announcement came back in mid-December, confirming what many in the paddock had been whispering about for weeks. Zilisch would join Earl Bamber, Jack Aitken, and Frederik Vesti in the Cadillac entry, forming a lineup that blends youth with experience. Bamber brings Le Mans victories and championship pedigree. Aitken and Vesti have extensive sports car racing backgrounds with proven speed. And then there's Zilisch, the wild card who has already proven he belongs on this stage. This will actually mark Zilisch's third consecutive Rolex 24 appearance, but each time he's done it in a different class. Back in 2024, at just 17 years old, he made his debut in the LMP2 category with Era Motorsport. And what did he do? He won the class on his first attempt. Think about that for a moment. A 17-year-old kid shows up to one of the most demanding endurance races in the world and comes away with a class victory. The following year, in 2025, Zilisch returned to Daytona in the GTD Pro class, piloting a Trackhouse TF Sport Corvette Z06 GT3.R. While that effort didn't result in another victory, finishing 9th in class, it provided valuable experience in a different type of machinery and further demonstrated his versatility as a driver. Now comes the ultimate test. The GTP class is an entirely different beast. In a recent podcast appearance, Zilisch himself admitted that driving the Cadillac GTP car is one of the most challenging things he's ever done in his racing career. The hybrid system alone adds layers of complexity that simply don't exist in other forms of racing. Managing energy deployment, understanding when to harvest and when to deploy that hybrid power. All while racing wheel-to-wheel with the best drivers in the world at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. But here's the thing about Connor Zilisch. He doesn't shy away from challenges. In fact, he seems to thrive on them. His 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series campaign proved that beyond any doubt. Driving for JR Motorsports, Zilisch absolutely dominated, winning 10 races throughout the season. 10 victories in your first full-time season at that level is remarkable. He came agonizingly close to winning the championship too, finishing second in the final standings. That near miss actually cost him an opportunity to test in Formula One, as he fell just short of the points needed for a super license to participate in the FIA Bahrain rookie test. The path from MX5 Cup to the pinnacle of sports car racing in just a few short years speaks volumes about Zilisch's raw talent and his ability to adapt to different types of machinery. He first came to Daytona racing in the Welland Mazda MX5 Cup, learning the intricacies of the road course configuration. The kid has been juggling multiple series and excelling in all of them. What makes this weekend even more significant is the timing. That's right. In 2026, Connor Zilisch will be a full-time Cup Series driver with Trackhouse Racing, piloting the number 88 Chevrolet as a Sunoco Rookie of the Year candidate. Zilisch is throwing himself into a 24-hour endurance race in a car he's only tested once against world-class competition. One of the most respected drivers in sports car racing has been working closely with Zilisch. The younger driver has praised Bamber's guidance, along with the support from Aitken and Vesti. Having that kind of experience in the car alongside you is invaluable during a race like the Rolex 24, where strategy calls and managing driver fatigue can make the difference between victory and defeat. The Rolex 24 at Daytona is more than just a race. It's a proving ground where reputations are made and broken. The 3.56-mile road course configuration combines high-speed sections with technical infield portions. Cars will be on track continuously for 24 hours, racing through the afternoon heat, into the night, and back into daylight. Driver changes happen every couple of hours. Pit strategy becomes crucial, and mechanical reliability can derail even the fastest cars. A Jay Allmendinger, another NASCAR driver making the crossover, will be competing in a Meyer-Shank Racing Acura. The talent level is absolutely stacked. What's particularly interesting is the broader narrative around Zilisch's career trajectory. He represents a new generation of racing drivers who refuse to be pigeonholed into a single discipline. While many drivers specialize early, focusing solely on NASCAR or open-wheel racing or sports cars, Zilisch is proving that it's possible to excel across multiple categories. The generational talent label gets thrown around a lot in racing. Every few years, someone new arrives on the scene and gets hyped as the next big thing. But with Zilisch, the results back up the hype. Winning on your Rolex 24 debut at 17. Dominating your first full Xfinity season with double-digit victories. These aren't flukes or lucky breaks. This is sustained excellence across multiple platforms. Of course, success at Daytona this weekend is far from guaranteed. The Rolex 24 has a way of humbling even the most talented drivers. Mechanical failures, weather conditions, traffic management, and simple bad luck can derail any team's chances. The Cadillac GTP program has been competitive, with Wayne Taylor Racing scoring victories in recent years, but Action Express will be looking to reassert themselves at the front of the field. Having Zilisch in the car gives them a weapon, a driver who can potentially match the pace of anyone on track when conditions are right. Connor Zilisch's 2026 season shapes up to be a major test, balancing a full-time Cup Series schedule with select sports car racing appearances. The Cup grind alone is relentless, and adding endurance racing demands rare physical and mental toughness. Zilisch has shown from a young age that he understands that commitment, embracing both the pressure and the opportunity that come with it. As the green flag waves for the 64th Rolex 24 at Daytona, attention turns to the number 31 Cadillac. The teenage driver from North Carolina has already earned his place among the world's best. After 24 hours of racing, he may prove just how high his ceiling really is.